When videos started to go viral of Tyreek Hill in handcuffs just hours before the game between the Miami Dolphins and the Jacksonville Jaguars, following him speeding, getting pulled over, and not complying with police, of course it was going to be a big talking point. Obviously, Tyreek Hill went on to have a very good game. The Dolphins end up winning that game. And now, Tyreek Hill and the woke mainstream media is capitalizing on this opportunity to paint him as some sort of innocent victim who didn't do nothing wrong. And this whole thing, quite frankly, is insane. I talked about the body cam footage when it got released yesterday. And although I do think that some of the cops may be a little too aggressive given the situation, however, the main culprit in this entire thing, and the reason this happened, was Tyreek Hill, who is reportedly going over 100 miles an hour in a 55-mile-an-hour zone, who got pulled over, got upset that the cops knocked on his window in order for him to take the window down, ignored instructions to keep his tinted windows rolled down so they could see what was happening in the car, repeatedly failed to follow instructions from the cops, and eventually was yanked out of the car. But if you believe the media in this situation, oh, it's just disgusting and so horrifying. How dare Tyreek Hill not just be able to do whatever the fuck he wants, whenever the fuck he wants to. And it's even gotten to the point of Tyreek Hill going on CNN and him acting like, you know, if I wasn't Tyreek Hill, I would have got shot or something like that. Listen to this.
And I saw that you said if you weren't Tyreek Hill, that you feared this could have ended a lot differently. What do you think could have happened?
Yeah, like, so the crazy part about it is I hate talking like this, man, but because I have a kid fan base. But the reality of it is, it's the truth. If I wasn't Tyreek Hill, worst case scenario, we would have had a different article, you know. Tyreek Hill, you know, got shot in front of Hard Rock Stadium.
No, you know what? If you weren't Tyreek Hill, you know what we would have had? We would have had a headline: random person gets arrested for going 105 miles an hour in a 55, failing to comply with officers, and you would have gotten taken to jail. That's what would have happened if you weren't Tyreek Hill. But since you are Tyreek Hill, you got released. No problems. You are privileged in this situation. And we've seen people like Ian Rappaport, people like Emmanuel Acho pretending that this is the most disgusting and disturbing thing we've ever possibly witnessed. I want to run you through what actually happened one more time. Take a look at some of the important parts of this video. This is the video. There's no audio at the beginning. There goes Tyreek Hill's car. Tough to tell how fast it's going right there. But as he goes and the cop turns and starts accelerating, you can see how far Tyreek Hill is ahead of all the other traffic here and how long it takes to actually catch up and get him to slow down. Reports are over 100 miles an hour in this 55-mile-an-hour zone in his sports car. The officer does catch up to him, has to signal to him to pull over, and eventually it does happen right here.
How's your speeding? Move forward.
Now, eventually, the cop does come and approach the vehicle with extremely tinted windows, and this is what happens. A little tap on the window because it was still rolled up.
My window like that, man. Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Don't knock on my window. Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Don't knock on my window like that, no. Like what? Don't knock on my window like that. Why you have it up? Don't knock on my window like that. Why you have it up? I have to knock to let you know I'm here. That way you can lower it and talk to you. Just get my ticket, bro, so I can go. I'm finna be late, gang. Do what you gotta do. Keep it down. Hey.
And then he rolls the window back up. The cop says, hey, you got to keep the window down. We can't see in there. We don't know what you're going to do. This is an officer safety issue.
Keep your window down. Hey, keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm going to get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Right, so this all starts because Tyreek Hill is failing to follow instructions, not keeping his window rolled down, all this shit, right? And I went through the whole video the other day, including of the officer taking him down, and we'll show that right here.
Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Damn! What part of the law don't you understand? Hey, Drew, I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting arrested.
And I do think I said in that video, I think this officer acted probably a little bit too aggressively in this situation, but Tyreek Hill was not following instructions. He was caught going 100 miles an hour in this zone. The idea that he is some innocent victim is fucking insane. Tyreek Hill is an innocent angel, and the media is lying to you. The idea that Tyreek Hill is being portrayed as blameless in this entire thing. If Tyreek Hill acted like a normal person, none of this would have happened. It is wild to see this shit. I see this tweet from Sean Fitzgerald. What we learned from Tyreek Hill is you can go 100 miles an hour in a 55, refuse to comply with cops repeatedly, get let go because you're famous, lie repeatedly about your behavior, have video evidence contradict your lies, and the media will still say you're the victim of racism. And that's what Tyreek Hill has been saying the whole time. Oh, I'm a black man in America. Listen to him sitting there on the side of the road to the Hispanic police officers.
I'm just being a black man, that's it. I'm just being black in America, bro. That's all it is.
We're dark too, brother. We're people of color too. Don't play like that.
I'm just being a black man in America, bro, in a nice car. That's it. That's it. They write me my ticket, man. So do whatever you gotta do.
If any other person had behaved the way Tyreek Hill did, they wouldn't be going to work an hour later. That would not be the case. But Tyreek Hill is privileged in this situation. Jonathan Isaac, I think, had a really good take on this thing. All love to Hill. Thank God the situation ended peacefully. But this should be shown to every black boy on how not to act when being pulled over respectfully. It's immature as black men to put our lives in the hands of officers this way. For anybody. I would not even say just black men. Anyone, right? If you behave like that towards the cops, it's probably not going to end well for you. Especially when you're of his caliber. Neither side has an obligation to be nice, but 9.99 times out of 10, you're going to get what you give with law enforcement, especially when you're being pulled over for a valid reason. That's fair. There are unjust expectations / escalations, of course. This wasn't anyone's best moment on both sides. A nothing burger, in my opinion. But if you listen to the mainstream media, this is horrifying. This is disgusting. Tyreek Hill could have been killed, and he was just so innocent in the whole thing. As I said yesterday, I do think probably the one officer in particular of the 5 that were there acted maybe a little bit too aggressively initially, but they had reason. Tyreek Hill was not complying with them, ignoring what they said, keeping his tinted window rolled up where they have no idea what he's doing inside that vehicle. And now Tyreek Hill is being portrayed as some sort of victim. Man, where have we seen this before where somebody refuses to comply with the police and ends up being treated as a glorified victim? Weird how that works, isn't it? Tyreek Hill, if you weren't Tyreek Hill, you would have got in a lot more trouble for all the problems you've had with police over the years. And if you weren't Tyreek Hill, you would have ended up in jail for this, instead of on the field for the Miami Dolphins just a few hours later. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.